home, sweet, high-rise office building. Colorado might throw some cash at people looking to convert empty downtown buildings into housing. Imagine answering calls about complaints and concerns with RTD these days, especially if that's not your job and RTD just accidentally used your phone number.
What's their reaction when they realize that RTD posted the wrong number?
Yeah, it's like, oh man, it sucks to be you.
Learning English? Go to the library. Want to become an American citizen? Go to the library. It's where new Coloradans become woven into our state.
We are building community.
And the announcement that Colorado was getting a new national park confused us, because we kind of are, but we kind of aren't. Same way this is kind of a newscast and kind of something more interesting than that. This is next. It's a good thing downtown office buildings have reflective windows, because otherwise you'd see just how many of them are empty. So many people are doing office jobs from home, it has the state talking about turning those empty offices into homes. Politics guy Marshall Zellinger explains.
Through this door is a studio apartment, 275 square feet with a lofted area for a bed. Call it a crafty way to convert what used to be an art classroom near downtown into a residential rental.
Art Studios is a 192-unit studio apartment building.
What was it?
It was formerly the Art Institute.
Melissa Rummel is with Nichols Partnerships, the group that has now converted 3 commercial properties into housing.
We care about architecture a lot. It's nice to preserve old buildings. It's more sustainable to repair than tear down and build new.
It also took $55 million.
Interest rates were lower 3 years ago when we started the project. Construction costs were lower 3 years ago when we started the project.
How much incentive did you get to do this?
0. Moving forward, projects like this won't pencil without incentives.
The kind of incentives that are now being proposed by Democratic State Representative Alex Valdez.
This particular zip code is one of the most affected zip codes as far as vacancy is concerned.
Valdez represents downtown Denver, where late last year, a real estate services firm estimated almost 1/3 of commercial space was vacant or soon to be vacant.
If you have a lot of empty space and a lot of people who want to rent space, we're trying to bring them together.
His bill at the state capitol would set aside up to $5 million a year in tax credits to be split by companies converting commercial to residential, a conversion that, like the art studios, have been done without an incentive.
What we hope to end up with is solving an issue, not a bailout, but really an opportunity to fill space, to repopulate downtown Denver, to get Denver a buzz again, which I think is on everybody in Denver's mind.
My worry about the bill is that it's not enough.
Rummel points out Calgary as an example, which offers up to $10 million in incentives.
If we don't do it and we don't advocate for change of use and a reuse of an existing building, we're going to end up with a lot of vacant buildings in our downtowns that have no use.
For Next, I'm Marshall Zellinger.
The money for that tax credit would come out of our Tabor refunds, and the projection suggests that in the short term, we'll be getting those refunds out of state surpluses for at least the next 2 years. Colorado was willing to spend $30 million to keep people from getting evicted, and the state started taking applications today. We've talked about this crisis. Last month, Denver saw its highest eviction numbers in 15 years, and people being afraid they're going to lose their homes is an issue across the state. So volunteers with the nonprofit Community Economic Defense Project set up in Denver and El Paso counties today for the start of these applications. Highest priority goes to folks already facing eviction, folks who have a court date set up. Applicants then have to meet a series of other qualifications. The volunteers tell us this application is really simple, but it's getting people to apply that can be tricky.
For folks who maybe have a smartphone but don't really know how to use it, or they're seniors and they don't have an email address. There's a lot of different obstacles that are put in the path of the people who need this the most.
And this work needs to happen quickly. The legislature set up this $30 million in rental assistance that must be used by June of this year. Aurora Police bragging about their new transparency initiative is a bit like your uncle who's super proud of his community service. Both of them did it because they were required to by court order. The online collection of information on everything from APD's demographics to officer complaints to their uses of force, It was a requirement of APD's consent decree after the killing of Elijah McClain. But there's some interesting information in there. For starters, Aurora is Colorado's most diverse city. Transparency Portal says the police department's 77% white, and there's a lot of turnover. More than a third of the force have served 5 years or less. APD acknowledges they're young, but they don't think that's an anomaly these days.
We have been having more attrition, over the past several years, and those people that are leaving the agency do have those 10, 15, 20 years of experience, and a lot of retirees too. We were already in a position in Aurora that we were going to lose a lot of retirees about this time anyway.
Aurora says the online portal's crime stats and use of force data will be updated every week. Agency demographics will be updated 4 times a year. We're 2 years into the consent decree, the court order to change their behavior, and APD says it is still working on its racial bias training and on its new discipline rules. Democratic Senator John Hickenlooper says that Colorado's cities should consider giving work permits to migrants if the federal government won't act. But the senator's staff says that he does not support local governments hiring those migrants directly. They reached out today to clarify what the senator said here on Next yesterday. State governments have been warned by the Biden administration not to hire people directly if they don't have work authorization. And Denver's worried that doing that could bring down serious legal action on the city. Speaking of legally, Coloradans are supposed to legally choose between their concealed carry permit and their marijuana. Whether or not people follow that or not, that's what the law says. The gun rights group wants to change that. The issue is that marijuana is still illegal federally, so even medicinal use is supposed to disqualify somebody from getting a concealed carry permit. A proposed state ballot initiative would have sheriffs follow state law on cannabis, so it wouldn't factor into whether somebody could get a CCW. The group behind the initiative is giving this a second go. The state's legislative council kind of Dikembe Mutombo'd their first attempt last month because it tried to deal with too many different topics to put into one ballot measure. Tough couple of days to be the leadership of King Soopers and Safeway. Yesterday, Colorado sued to block their merger. Today, the Union for Grocery Workers filed unfair labor charges based on evidence that came out of yesterday's lawsuit. UFCW Local 7 lodged those charges with the National Labor Relations Board today. The union says that the companies had a secret pact to retaliate against their own workers. According to this lawsuit, Safeway promised not to hire King Soopers workers when they were on strike back in 2022. The grocery companies say their merger would be good for customers and employees. The union says that funny business is more proof than it's not. Well, we have learned that some of you all have pretty big TVs and good eyes if you could spot a typo on a ballot that we showed on Next the other night. It is on Denver's Spanish language sample ballot. What the city meant to write was delegado, delegate, not delgado, skinny. Now that's about as harmless as a typo on a ballot can get, but just know you're voting for a representative, not a body shape.
And friends said, just change your number and be done with it. Well, I had the number since 1972, and it's my number, and RTD doesn't get to take my phone number away from me.
But RTD did take his number, and they made it their emergency line, meaning that poor guy is getting frantic calls day and night from RTD passengers. The announcement that Colorado's getting a new national park got us asking questions, and I'm actually kind of excited to tell you what we learned. Our libraries welcome everyone. Welcome them to our state and to our country.
See that Sierra? Bring $49 down and pay the payment on the window.
See that Terrain? Bring $49 down and pay the payment on the window.
Alpine Buick GMC is selling every new vehicle for just $49 down.
And pay the payment on the window. Mic drop.
Nope.
Hey.
New Buick Envision, $49 down, $329 per month. New GMC Sierra Crew Cab, $49 down, $549 per month.
Bring $49 down
and pay the payment on the window
at Alpine Buick GMC.
American Furniture Warehouse was awarded the honor of being one of the most trustworthy retailers in America by Newsweek. People appreciate honesty, and we run our business with integrity. That's today's American Furniture Warehouse.
I had originally gone with another law firm. That left me with some severe injuries that had gone undetected. If I had called Frank first, I would have gotten the proper care that I needed right then and there. I'm so glad I called Frank because I got my life back.
Tonight on 9 News.
A few years ago, we learned one Colorado hospital system appeared to be suing patients a lot. Like a lot. And then poof, 1 year lawsuit stopped, or so it seemed.
I was more than confused. Like, I couldn't figure out what this bill was, why I was being sued.
What we found has us wondering. It makes you wonder, what the heck's going on?
That's what's driving me crazy.
A 9 News investigation, Diagnosis Dead.
Tonight at 9 and 10 on 9 News. Hear that? It's the rhythm of our city. See that? It's 15,000 students annually getting the health care they need for a brighter future. It's the heart of our city, Denver Health.
It's the President's Day sale at Carpet Exchange. Save on soft, luxurious carpet, durable hardwood, quartz countertops, area rugs, and waterproof Core-Tex. Huge savings on everything for your floor and more at Carpet Exchange, your floor store.
The road can be a crazy place. Uh-oh! That's why Les Schwab Tires fixes brakes, steering, and more. And those guys don't. Keep driving. I'm just glad Les Schwab puts my safety first, so I can backseat drive with confidence.
Stop in for our Founders Celebration Sale and save up to $150 on select sets of Ford tires. Les Schwab Tires, doing the right thing since 1952.
Right now, if you call the RTD police for help, you're going to get a guy named Fred. Fred is not a police officer. Fred does not work for RTD. Fred is a retiree in Denver who would really like his phone to stop ringing in the middle of the night. Fred talked to our Steve Stager.
Security on RTD has dominated the headlines the last few years. In an effort to make people feel safer, the transit agency has been pushing people to contact RTD police, even printed a number right there on the schedule board.
Early January, we started getting these calls.
But there's a reason we are blurring it out.
All times of the day and night.
Because anytime people were calling that number,
we've been living with this for about, 6 weeks now.
They were calling Fred Wolf's landline.
How many calls are we talking about?
We get maybe a half a dozen a day. The most disturbing ones is we get calls in the middle of the night, 12 o'clock, 2 in the morning, 4 in the morning, that kind of thing. We started asking them questions like, well, where are you getting this number? Because, we've had this phone number since 1972. And he said, it's right here on the board. I'm reading it off of the poster board at the bus stop.
Sure enough, there it was. Fred's 1972 landline number, which is actually 1 digit off the RTD police dispatch number. And he has spent the last month trying to convince RTD that they goofed up.
There was the question of what are you going to do about it? And that's when things became kind of unresponsive instead of indifferent.
At this point, you got to be losing your mind.
I was getting a little irritated, I have to tell you.
Just a little?
Yeah, well, a lot irritated.
Imagine Fred's irritation when he learned his number is printed all around the 8-county metro area.
This typo somehow slipped through the cracks, got published on about 750 of our schedules at our recent January service change.
This week, Fred finally got the attention of RTD's top brass.
This has taken way too long to get resolved, and it's not acceptable, the timeline it's taken, and so we're gonna try and make it right.
RTD's comms guy, Stuart Summers, says 12 people are now working overtime, putting stickers with the right number over Fred's number. It should be fixed by the end of the week. And they're changing policy.
We have now implemented a more robust review process.
In other words, they're going to call the numbers before they publish them. All of this has given Fred a lot of unwanted expertise into customer service.
There needs to be a rapid response to that, in my view, but they can't do that unless they're getting the phone call.
And they're not getting the phone call because
they're calling me.
So Summers says the problem should be corrected at all of those rail and bus stations and bus shelters, or all the rail and bus stations right now. The shelters are still the problem. But while we were at Union Station today, there were still several boards that listed the wrong number. Turns out the commuter rail is a different unit. RTD doesn't have the key to get inside and change those boards. Another team is doing that right now. Bottom line, if you are in trouble and you need to call that number, make sure you find the one with the sticker over it. Otherwise, you're going to get Fred. And he would not appreciate a call at 4 o'clock in the morning. He's gotten plenty of them. And he's heard from frantic people
like
in
scary stuff.
Tough situations. Yeah. And he gives them the real number because he knows it by heart now. But yeah.
there are some things that are funny, not funny. That's funny, not
Yeah.
funny.
Yes. There are some, right. It's kind of fun.
Parts of it are very funny, but at the end of the day, like RTD needs to keep people safe. And guys.
Yeah.
Okay. Steve Sager, memorable one. Thank you. Perhaps you heard the local news saying today that Colorado's getting a new national park. Technically, that is true, but it sure could use context. What's in a national park?
Bears! Watch out!
Okay, that's fair. But I mean, like, what's in the name national park? Colorado has 4. Say them with me. Rocky, Sand Dunes, Black Canyon, Mesa Verde. And now, according to this handy-dandy press release, we have a 5th national park, Amachi, the site in southeastern Colorado where Japanese Americans were incarcerated during World War II. It provides lessons in the dangers of reactionary racism and xenophobia, and also a lesson in the government's expansive definition of just what's a national park. There are 63 national parks that carry the title in their official name. These are the national parks we know: Acadia to Arches, Yellowstone to Yosemite. The smallest national park is Gateway Arch, 90 acres. But the National Park Service refers to all of its 400-plus units in its system as national parks more broadly. All the national battlefields, lakeshores, seashores, parkways, preserves, reserves, rivers, and national historic sites, like Colorado's newest, Amachi.
If you're planning on visiting one of those parks across Colorado, it's actually looking pretty good for the weekend. It's just between now and the weekend that the weather looks a little bit dicey. We went from dense fog to sunshine today. We got to 52 degrees, snowing in the high country all day, and that snow will be heading for Denver this time tomorrow night. 46 at the airport, but almost 60 in southeastern Colorado. Denver's looking at about 1 to 3 inches of snow. We're going to have a passing snow shower tonight, but the real event comes in 24 hours from now. The good news is it's out in time for the weekend, but be advised, winter weather and travel advisories are out for the northern and central mountains for up to a foot of snow. High avalanche danger in the Park Range, Rabbit Ears Pass. Colorado Avalanche Information Center wants you to be very mindful in these areas of the increasing avalanche danger in and around Rabbit Ears and the Park Range. We're looking at the potential of a snow shower in Denver tonight. You wake up to a cooler day tomorrow. The morning drive will be fine, but the drive tomorrow night, yep, we're going to have snow, 1 to 2 in Denver, 3 in the western suburbs, and probably 2 to 5 in some of the areas above 6,000 feet. Temperatures in the 40s this evening with partly cloudy skies. And after the snow and cold on Friday, a beautiful weekend. We're back to sunshine and 60s by early next week.
Try to be a place where everyone's welcome. There are absolutely no barriers to participation here.
And that is how you build a community, just by different languages and different cultures.
See that Grand Cherokee? Bring $49 down and pay the payment on the window.
See that Silverado? Bring $49 down and pay the payment on the window.
Alpine Buick GMC is selling every used car and truck for just $49 down.
And pay the payment on the window. Mic drop. Dropped it.
Nissan Altimas, $49 down and $259 per month. Kia Tellurides, $49 down, $349 per month.
Bring $49 down
and pay the payment on the window.
At Alpine Buick GMC.
When you sleep on the right mattress, it makes everything clear.
I know exactly where my passport is. The right mattress matters.
We'll find yours.
Outside is cold, so cozy up inside on a new mattress from Mattress Firm's President's Day sale. Don't wait. Get a king bed for a queen price. Save up to $700 on Sealy and get a free adjustable base. Mattress Firm.
We're here to help you get the most out of your taxes. Get Ahead Colorado wants you to know more. Vanessa Bernal is joining me today to share some important information about the campaign. Hello, Vanessa.
Thank you for having me, Claudia.
Of course.
Well, we're conducting a statewide awareness campaign to educate people about tax credits and to encourage them to file their taxes. How, Claudia? Well, on the Get Ahead Colorado website, you can learn about the credits and find 3 easy, secure, and free ways to file your taxes. First one, Claudia. You can file your taxes yourself online. Second, it can be done on your smartphone. Or the third one, free in-person help is available at different locations where an IRS certified volunteer can guide you. Also, Coloradans can call 211 for additional assistance in multiple languages, Claudia.
Wonderful. All great tips. Thank you, Vanessa. And find answers to tax questions, tax credits, and free resources to make filing your taxes easier. GetAheadColorado.org.
Get 0.9% APR on this Buick Envision. Plus, current eligible non-GM owners get $3,500 purchase allowance, plus no monthly payments for 90 days.
One of the biggest questions facing Colorado and America these days is where immigrants are welcome. There's no question that they're welcome at the Denver Public Library. For more than 15 years, the library has offered a specific program to help newcomers adjust to life here. Go to the Montbello branch, you'll see how they have built a community.
How many students do we have today? Libraries are community spaces that should belong to everyone in the community.
No, every day no. No. Sometimes.
So the Plaza program has been part of the Denver Public Library since 2008.
Es una parte del gobierno, uno.
And we're here to provide immigrants and refugees, new arrivals to our city, with a space where they can ask questions.
Why do you think he'll be late to work?
Where they can connect with other people, where they can practice English, and connect with resources around the city. So let's just have this conversation together.
For us, it's an extension of the rest of our services, but making it welcoming to people who are new to our community, who might be learning English or might have other barriers of being a new immigrant.
Can you show us the picture?
The name Plaza comes from just the idea of a plaza in any community, an open square in the middle of a town.
Exactamente, perfecto, ahí está.
We've definitely seen our programs are pretty busy right now. They've always been busy, but definitely seen an uptick in the beginner English learners, people who are just starting to learn basic English.
Laura, I eat tomatoes every day.
So this program is necessary to make sure that they feel like the library belongs to everyone in our city. We are building community.
And they're doing it all over town. The Plaza program is held at 9 library locations throughout the city. Back with your feedback in a moment, delivered tonight by our video editor, Areli. Thank you. Back with that next.
When a rookie stunt driver meets the trainer who thought he'd seen it all. Again. There's bound to be action. But this is no ordinary blockbuster. It's a Nissan sales event ad. Don't miss your chance to drive away in a new Nissan.
Let's roll.
Now get 0% APR financing for 72 months or get a low $229 per month lease on the all-electric Aria.
Act fast. Offers this good won't stick around.
On snowy days, get complete Colorado coverage from your 9 News weather team.
Hey Lexus, show alternate routes.
The future. Sometimes it's a work in progress. Other times it's pretty well thought out. The tech forward and tech ready Lexus NX.
Get special offers on the 2024 NX 250.
For the hearts that love, for the ones who care, heart to heart, hand in hand.
You can make money the hard way as a bullfighter or a human cannonball, or save money the easy way with Xfinity Mobile. Existing customers can get a free line of our most popular unlimited plan for a year. Not only will you save hundreds, but you'll also be joining millions who have connected to America's most reliable 5G network. Sure is a lot safer than becoming a stuntman for money. Get a free line of unlimited intro for a year when you buy one unlimited line. Plus, get the new Samsung Galaxy S24 on us.
Introducing the Chevy family of SUVs. Do more with tech. Do more with safety. Do more with style. The Chevy family of SUVs. There's one for everything you do. The 2023 Traverse with available 8-passenger seating starting at $37,915. And get 1.9% financing on all 2023 Traverse models. See your Colorado Chevy dealer.
First and foremost, I want to apologize for the fact that we began tonight's program and I had some schmutz on my jacket. Incidentally, the night when we talked about how eagle-eyed you all are with your big TVs catching that typo on the Denver ballot, because I only heard about the stuff on my jacket from Penelope and Mike and Eileen and Tori Jane and Jeff and Lee, and I honestly haven't even checked social media yet. That was just emails, so thanks for looking out for me, folks. I actually do appreciate that. About the idea of that poor dude, Fred, who keeps answering RTD's emergency calls at all time of day and night because they put his number by mistake on their flyers. Ray in Littleton writes in to say, growing up, my landline number was 1 digit off from Lyons Toyota. The phone rang so often, I started answering it, Lyons Toyota, how may I direct your call? And then I hung up. It's not great customer service for Lyons Toyota, Ray.